Welcome everyone to a little Journey to Ragnarok mini session, and by mini I mean very mini, as in this is really to keep us updated on the ongoings of certain PCs, in this case our lovely guest PC Cavaq Wunjo, the Einherjar warrior, fated to guide our party through the realm of Helheim and seek out, well, what they seek out. Last we saw him, the party was nestled in this dirty hut for protection and rest as our warrior of Valhalla circled the perimeter, found themselves a raven carefully watching the hut, and went to feed and unexpectedly speak to the raven. Because as you are feeding the bird, it doesn't caw at you. It says the word caw out loud. Just
really?
Caw! It says
Then
caw.
I'll be like, caw in response. You know, since it's using my language, I'll use its language.
And it looks at you with its beady eyes and says, Odin praises your efforts, warrior of Valhalla. You have done well on this journey of leadership. But know this, nothing but struggle and trials ahead of you. This realm is not welcoming, but perhaps with you at their side, there are ways around.
Oh. What dangers will they face, or what is the concern?
Helheim is a realm of twisting and turning. Trust not those closest, and keep those you do even closer.
Do the mortal souls that I accompany pose a specific threat? Do we worry about corruption from the inside?
The ravens do not see all, but Odin does send us to say, watch those you guide closely. Some may not be all that they seem.
Oh, yes, that is... Is there a way to test or to guide them? What should I provide them to make sure they stay on the right path?
Keep close their hand. Watch how they interact. Keep their morals in line. Some of them may try to trick you. Do not let that happen. For you are a warrior of Valhalla, a warrior of Odin. And Odin has given you this mission for a reason.
And I take that reason seriously. There's a sacred reason, to be sure. And as I rely on Odin, I will rely on nature as well. Hopefully that can guide me to see where their morals lie, if they act in harmony and in progress of this sacred undead space, or if they seek their own selfish ends.
You know well, warrior Valhalla. Do not let them be fooled by this realm. It will try and taint them. You must guide them down the light path. They are here for
the
reason.
temptations...
They are here for reason. Odin knows of it. But reason they do not know. They will soon find out. And while they are here, you must keep them on the path.
The straight and narrow path, as it were.
Yes. Oh. And know this.
What temptations should they be wary of?
Temptations of the mind. Helheim will trick those. They may bring back unsavory encounters Helheim twists the brain, leading them further into damnation, further into hell's grasp. Do not let them fall to her hand. And with
Understood.
that, perhaps this extra bit of knowledge Odin sends me to tell you will help. There is presence of the Aesir here in Helheim.
Really?
Lead those in your care to its strongest point, and seek those who can grant them entrance.
That is fascinating. For what reason is there an Aesir here? Have they transgressed in some way?
The ravens know not, but it is felt at its strongest point deeper within Helheim. Odin and we recommend seeking them out, but be careful, for others may have sought them out as well.
Understood. Is there a gift or offering we should make to the Aesir so they know we come with noble intent, or to mark us as Odin's chosen?
It is very possible that they know of your arrival, or it is very possible they do not. Helheim is a tricky place, but give them this. And the raven takes its beak, and you know that bird thing where they like preen their feathers?
Oh yeah.
It goes to like its back feathers and like rips one out, and in its beak places it to drop into your palm.
Thank you. This is a generous gift. I'll be sure to guard it and use it as a token of our allegiance when we meet this Aesir.
Not only will it serve as gift, but, and as the raven talks, you kind of feel, being an Einherjar yourself, you feel an innate power within this feather, one of Aesir power, one of Asgardian power. And the raven says, use that feather, and we ravens will answer your call.
Absolutely. And I'll produce one of my goodberry / starberry to give to the raven as a token.
It takes it and gobbles it down. And as you're having this conversation, you hear the door open, the hut door, and the hermit comes out and kind of peeks his head around the corner, and he looks at you, Cavaq, and says, surely the surroundings are safe. Wouldn't you care to join us around the fire? Oh, warrior.
Momentarily, yes. There's a scrap of knowledge I would study for a mote longer, but then yes, I will join shortly.
Well then, do not take long. The swamps are a dangerous place to wander.
Thank you, friend.
And he walks back in, and you hear the door close.
Is the bird still here, or did it disappear?
The bird is still there, and it is looking at you with its beady eyes, and says, and reiterates again, coincidentally after that encounter, says, once again, warrior Valhalla, keep those you trust closest, but keep an eye on everyone.
I will absolutely do that. Both eyes, when I can spare them.
And then the bird goes, it actually caws this time, it goes, caw-caw! And then the raven begins flapping its wings to fly off into the skies of Helheim.
And I'll wave after it as it goes.
Give me actually, yeah, this is perfect. You can give me a roll. Give me a perception check.
Okay, we'll do first roll on a Christmas present die I got from a friend, which is a shiny crystal D20 with a Triforce as its 20, so we'll see what this does.
Ooh.
Well, first roll's a 13. Sorry, what was the skill here again?
Perception, please.
Perception. I think I'm a +5. Let me check my sheet. Perception. I am +6, so that's a 19 on the roll.
19. Wow. As you watch the raven fly off, you notice, rather than flying off into the distance, it flies within a small portal opens up, and it flies within it. And the portal closes rather quickly, but as it closes, you get a quick, with your 19, you're able to get a quick glance at what's beyond the portal. And you see what can only be described as beauty. For you see a quick, small glimpse of Asgard.
Ooh, okay. I will let that fill my spirit and my heart with a resolve to be able to watch with a steady eye these charges in my care and to act in accordance with what I feel Odin's will would be.
A noble and brave task for one to lead the party of misfits, as it were, through Helheim for a goal unknown.
They are misfits, aren't they?
They are. You are traveling with a scholar, a skald, a warrior of blood, and a dwarf. Oh, and a rather fascinating grandma who can grow to kaiju-size levels.
She is pretty fantastic that way.
Yes. And they have all been put into your charge by Odin himself. So, with all that knowledge, how does... As he stands there, what does Cavaq feel like? What is going through his head? What does he think about this journey? What does he think about his own journey? What does he feel with all this newfound knowledge?
In a way, he's kind of surprised by the responsibility. I mean, guilt drove a lot of his actions towards then being later chosen by Odin, so he sensed that there's some possible atonement here, that if he can watch these folks perhaps better than he watched his own affairs back in the before times, that could lead to some redemption for those that he cared about most. And he wonders how he can ask the spirits of nature to help with this task of watchfulness, that it is important enough that he needs to marshal any ally and any resource available to see these mortals through in the best way on their quest.
Speaking of allies of nature, can you give me a... This is going to be kind of a two-pronged check.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a survival and a history.
Sure. Survival and history. The survival first. That is a 10 on the die, so that's a 16 total.
Okay. Pretty good.
And history right away?
Yes. You got a good roll on the survival, so give me that history.
All right. History. Come on, try fours. Nope, that's a 2. So that makes it plus 6 is an 8.
An 8. Okay.
Do I have inspiration? I don't think I have inspiration. Nope.
So, a 16 on the survival. You know the Raven... And this kind of goes actually hand in hand with the history. While you do not know much, you know of... Everyone knows of Hugin and Munin. The Ravens
right.
of the Allfather.
Exactly, they are famous.
With your survival, however, this is kind of a reverse thing. This is not... The Raven you spoke with, and as you study the feather in your hand... While this feather does give off Asgardian power, it doesn't feel as powerful as you would think the ravens of Odin would. Perhaps you think to yourself, maybe there are more ravens than you thought once were.
Oh.
Maybe...
That's a cool idea.
Odin may have his 2 famous ravens, but perhaps there are more. Perhaps there are ravens who oversee everything. After all, you think to yourself, Odin He's the All-Father. He sees all. How can he see all with just but 2 ravens?
Right, that makes sense.
For there are 9 realms.
Right. Maybe different realms have a different raven. They have a different murder of ravens in each realm for different purposes.
Perhaps. And also, give me a nature, please.
Sure. Okay, that's a 14 on the die. Plus 3, so 17.
17. You would know the wildlife of Helheim is scarce. They don't have frolicking deer or, squirrels in its dead trees. It is more so like large beasts and monstrosities. You know that while you do have your own powers to call on that of nature, should you wish to ally yourself with the nature of Helheim, it is going to be quite the task.
Like as a ranger region, basically, or as a favorite terrain. Is that what you mean?
As in, I guess what I can tell you is there are not many beasts within Helheim. Rather monstrosities.
Got it, okay.
So should you wish to attempt to ally yourself with the quote-unquote nature of Helheim, you're going to find yourself with a tough time, considering they are not quote-unquote natural to Helheim.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. That'll be a future decision about to what extent Cavaq pursues to learn more about them or to give them a wide berth, perhaps.
And you stand there at this dead tree stump with all these thoughts in the back of your head. What would you like to do?
Probably do a brief sort of prayer or remembrance to Odin, perhaps for sending his wisdom through his ravens. And then once I do that, would head back inside and rejoin the group.
As you say your prayer, would you like to give me a religion?
Yeah, heck yeah. 15 plus 0. 15.
Flat 15. With a 15, as you say your prayer to Odin, thanking him for sending one of his ravens to grant you this knowledge, you do feel, albeit faint, for this is a realm most Aesir do not want to find them in, even via projection. But for but a moment, you do feel the presence of the All-Father watching over you.
I will bow or do the kind of obeisance to him that he would appreciate in recognition.
And then you get up, you find yourself at the front door of the hut, and you walk in, and the hermit turns around and says, "Ah, finally. Welcome to my abode, warrior Valhalla."
Thank you. Your hospitality is much appreciated in these particularly dark times.
Come, join your allies around the fire.
Absolutely.
And you walk over, you take a seat by the fire, and as you sit with your allies resting themselves, we will find out the future adventures in our next actual session. So for now,
Exactly.
we shall say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Stay mysterious and always be nice to the ravens who bring you mysterious knowledge.
Yes, especially in real life, because ravens and crows will remember everything.
They are smart.